Paul Moehring, fear. Fear, Paul Moehring.
Oh gosh. I think I've forgotten my speech. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten my speech. Does anybody remember my speech from an earlier round? I'm completely blanking out on my speech. Wait a minute. Super backup copy. Here we go. Let me get back on track. Start out by faking that you forgot your speech. Just did that. Then transition into the title of your speech, which is fear. All right. I'm on track. Now, is it only me, or by show of hands, has anybody had that nightmare? Oh, thank goodness. It was going to cost me a lot of money in counseling if nobody raised their hand. 2 nights ago, I had that dream about this very speech. So I was dreaming that I bombed a speech that was talking about bombing a speech. Very challenging. I still think a little counseling might help. Let's face it, getting up here in front of people and pouring your heart out can be a challenge. And sometimes you lose track of where you're at. In fact, note wherever it went, I hope I don't need it later. Let's just face that. But there's a few things that you need to be aware of. First of all, there's ways to combat this. I'm going to share with you 3 ways to combat it. And one thing that we can't do. I'm going to talk about both of those things with you today. And it'll make a difference if you follow this plan. First things first, I need to take you to this place that you don't want to be. Because when you're faced with failure, or your fear of failure is getting the best of you, you might want to cuddle up in the corner, assume the fetal position, grab grandma's blanket and cover up, and then suck your thumb. It is a way to handle it, but it's not the way you want to handle it. So we're going to take that one way, shoo it off the stage, never to be seen again. Now, can you pout a little bit? Can you get upset a little bit? Sure you can. Tiger Woods is the best example of this. When he had a bad hole, bogey, or worse, he would let himself be upset from the walk on one hole to the tee box on the next. He'd let himself be upset that long, and then he'd throw it out. So let's talk about some of the ways that you can handle this. Because the first thing is getting yourself to lighten up. What do I mean by that? Don't be so tough on yourself. Make a joke out of it as soon as you can. And by as soon as you can, ignore the fact that it may be too soon for other people. It's not too soon for you because you're the one that you'll be offending. Make jokes about it. If you had a challenging time, or you're fearing failure, or you failed, make a joke about it. It really does work and help. Number 2 is to be aware of reality. Reality is that success has failure inside of it. Everybody who has succeeded has failed multiple times. Some people have got themselves into a position where they can say, the more times I fail, the more success I'm going to see. Let's put it this way. Michael Jordan, in his book, talked about how many times he'd failed. He had missed 9,000 baskets in his career. He'd lost almost 300 games. And he said, I failed over and over and over again, which is why I succeeded. Pretty crazy. How about Thomas Edison? He was working on that light bulb, remember? 2,774 attempts later, he had a light bulb. Could you imagine his wife bringing the ladies over for a tea party at about try 300? And the lady saying quietly, is he still working on that light bulb thingamajig? Yes, he is. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. 2,007. Who tries 2,774 times to do anything? One more perspective. You're the leading hitter in baseball. Your batting average is 334. Now listen, you may not know this mathematically, so I'll make it easy. That means that you're going to get a hit 1 out of every 3 times you're up. If that's 100 tries, you're going to fail 67 times out of 100. So perspective is important. The last way to put this all together and wrap it up is that you need to get to the level of being immune. Number 1 will help, playing it off lightly. Number 2 will help, having the right perspective. Number 3 is taking everything that you've learned to get to where you're at and mastering it so that you can be like a Tiger Woods and be able to kick anything that went bad in the matter of a few steps. Or you can be like Thomas Edison and say, what's the big deal? It was only 2,774 tries. What's so big about that? We now have a light bulb. It would be a lot dimmer in here if we didn't have that. You can rally these together and make them work in your favor. You just have to be willing to have those failures come at you without sidetracking you. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I hope that you can take these items, these ideas, take them back with you, put them into your lives and in your businesses, and make a difference. Contest chair.